What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? I'm with the new head coach for New Hampstead, Coach Jeff Williams. Coach Jeff, how you doing?
I'm doing great today, man. How about you?
Doing awesome, doing awesome.
Good.
Coach, tell who you got Sports Nation. Starting off at the high school you went to at Butler High School.
Yes.
Tell me a little about Butler High School from your point of view.
Yes. Butler High School is one of the best experiences of my life. It allowed me to meet some lifetime friends that I still talk to today. Created some brotherhood with those guys. We had some solid basketball teams there. Played on the football team. I still consider that home. I still, cheer for Butler and Coach Body. I always keep up with the great things that Dr. Mabry was doing over there at Butler. So that's a place that I'll never ever forget. That's where my roots lay.
What made you jump into basketball coaching?
Well, I had several guys that played a role in my life. Wilbur Berry, Carl Lloyd. Those were the guys that coached me down at Sunset at the youth level. Also, my brother was a coach. My father, coached me some when I was coming up. Also, my high school coach played a huge role in that, Jeff Hodson. And one of the biggest aspects I had of my game when I was coming up, I was very smart on the court. I had a high IQ, so Jeff Hodson would always talk to me about, hey, one day you should get into coaching. And that's what I eventually did. I always wanted to work with kids and work with young people. And I just have a passion for sports, period, but basketball especially.
Tell who you got Sports Nation a little about coaching junior varsity at Greenbrier.
Well, that job came about in a funny way because I was new to the county. I had a friend named Kevin Williams who I went to Butler with. He was the 9th grade and the JV coach over at Greenbrier. And he sent an email to me and my real good friend Steve McNair. And he asked did I want to get involved with, coaching at Greenbrier. I actually told him no at first, but my friend Steve talked me into it because he knew that I really wanted to get into coaching, but I was more so concerned because I was new to the county, coming from a small private school where I had 7, 8 kids in the class, and now I have 28, 30 kids. My kids were new to the county, so it was a lot of change going on, so I was kind of nervous about that. But Kevin and Steve talked me into it. They introduced me to Casey Heckathorn, the head coach over at Greenbrier. He gave me his blessings, to come on to the staff. Like I say, I'll forever be in his debt for doing that because, without him giving me that chance, I wouldn't be here where I'm at now. And then, like I said, the funny thing about it, if it wasn't for Kevin and Steve talking me into it, I may not be as far along as in my career that I am now. But also during that time, we had great success with the Greenbrier JV. Coach Heckathorn gave me the reins to do a lot of things in the summertime with the kids. He taught me a lot about how to manage the program and stuff. So that prepared me in order to go and take the Lakeside job eventually.
How was the college life up at Savannah State?
Well, I was the first one to actually go to college in my household. So when I went to Savannah State, I really didn't have a plan. I went down there with a bunch of friends, and it was different having that freedom. No one there to tell me to go to class, tell me to wake up. I did crazy things like get Friday night class at 8 o'clock. Wasn't going. I wasn't getting up early in the morning going to class like I should. Long story short, I didn't do well in those 2 years, so I ended up coming home. My father passed away that summer, and I eventually came home for good. I started working different type jobs, and then eventually my wife, taught me into getting in school and getting.
Coach, you was hired in 2016 at Lakeside. In the 4 seasons, you went 68-41 in Georgia 6A and went to the playoffs each year.
Yes.
How do you feel about that?
Blessed. It was a huge accomplishment. I had kids that were willing to put in the work. I was also blessed throughout my whole time at Lakeside with an outstanding coaching staff. A head coach is only as good as his coaching staff, and I really, truly was blessed with guys that I can trust that would sit on the bench, and they just also happen to have some wisdom about the game, but they also had a high work ethic like I did. You know, so it was a truly a blessing to have those guys. The kids worked very hard. Of course, I worked very hard. My family sacrificed a lot. My wife and my kids allowed me to do the things necessary in order to be successful. But I truly feel blessed, man, to start off my coaching career the way I did. You know, everybody's coaching career doesn't start off like that. And I understand that you're not going to win all the time, you know, but I've also learned, even within a loss, you know, how to take great things away from you.
Where are you going to miss coaching at Lakeside High School?
I'm going to miss the kids. You know, everyone talks about coaches as far as their wins and losses, but as a coach, you know, you have a huge impact on your players' lives, on your students' lives. And one thing about Columbia County basketball, the student section is always going to keep the games live. So I'm really going to miss the kids and miss the atmosphere. I remember playing against Evans, and that game sold out at 4:30. I've never ever been a part of anything like that in my life in basketball. So that's what I miss the most about coaching at Lakeside, the atmosphere that was created by those kids.
What has been your most important accomplishment as a coach right here in Augusta, Georgia?
I think winning that region title my first year, that was an amazing season. Like I said, the team I took over, they had some talent, but I don't think they had played really well together prior to that season. And from my understanding, I think that region title was the first one in county history, so that meant a lot. Huge accomplishment in my first year as a coach. Something that I never ever forget about. I always think about those kids. That was my best team I had when I was at Lakeside. So that was my biggest accomplishment.
What were the feeling like when you got the coaching job at New Hampstead High School?
I was totally blown away. So much so that it kind of stunned me. And when the principal called to offer me the job, it didn't come off like I was happy about it. But I really was happy about it, but I just couldn't believe that it was happening. So now I got to make this huge decision, you know, about am I going to uproot my family and move to Savannah? You know, that was the first thing that came to mind was my family. And, you know, the move, but I was very, very excited about it. You know, it's a big, huge goal I always had. If you talk to anybody that knows me, you know, ever since I got into coaching, because of my experience down at Savannah State and playing ball with some of those guys that were local guys, and just, you know, seeing the way that they cared about the game, the historical factor about the game coming out of Savannah. So I was ecstatic about it, man. And the closer we get to the move on Saturday, the more goosebumps that I get, you know. So yeah, I'm really excited.
Going to New Hampstead, where they finished 12-10 and 4-4 in the region, what are your coaching goals, short-term and long-term, for New Hampstead High School?
Well, my short-term goals are just to go in there and try to, you know, just build a foundation on top of what Coach Mackey's already started. Continue her success, and just kind of put my stamp on it and bring the kids together, and then eventually, you know, go on and just compete. And then from competing, hopefully we can go ahead and win a region title. And then the goal is always, you know, no matter when you step into a situation, the goal should always be the ultimate goal, which is to win a state title.
This is Who You Got Sports. I'm with the new head basketball coach, Coach Jeff Williams. This is Who You Got Sports. Boom, boom, boom.
Boom, boom, boom. Let's go.
Let's go, baby.